Islamabad is once again at the center of a terror storm, and this time the optics are impossible to ignore. New footage emerging from Pakistan shows senior Hamas leaders openly sharing stage with figures linked to Lashkar-e-Taiba, one of the world's most notorious terror groups. Two US designated terror organizations, one public platform on Pakistani soil. At the heart of this convergence is Pakistan's Army Chief Field Marshal Asim Munir, the most powerful man in the country, as Islamabad quietly nurtures terror alliances while loudly pitching itself to Washington as a partner for peace in Gaza. The images are stark. Senior Hamas commander Naji Zahir is seen attending an event in Gujranwala as the chief guest. Standing alongside him is Rashid Ali Sandhu, a known figure linked to Lashkar-e-Taiba. The event was organized by the Pakistani Markazi Muslim League, widely regarded as Lashkar's political front. This was no underground meeting, no covert rendezvous. This was a publicly celebrated gathering, and it sends a chilling message. Pakistan's deep state is no longer just sheltering terror networks. It appears to be facilitating open coordination between them. For India and Israel, this raises immediate alarm bells. Lashkar-e-Taiba has a long and bloody history of attacks against India. Hamas remains at the center of the Gaza war, responsible for mass civilian casualties in Israel. Now both appear to be finding common ground, with Pakistan as the meeting ground. What makes this even more disturbing is the timing. Pakistan is currently under pressure from Donald Trump to contribute troops to an international Gaza stabilisation and reconstruction force, part of Washington's proposed 20-point Gaza peace plan. Pakistan's Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar has publicly said that Islamabad could consider peacekeeping roles, but he also made one thing very clear: disarming Hamas is not our job. That single sentence exposes the contradiction. On one hand, Pakistan wants a seat at the table in shaping Gaza's future. On the other, it refuses to confront or even distance itself from Hamas. And now, Hamas commanders are being welcomed at Lashkar-e-Taiba linked events inside Pakistan. This is no coincidence. Critics say this is calculated duplicity. Pakistan's military establishment has long been accused of using militant groups as strategic assets, tools to project influence while maintaining plausible deniability. What we are seeing now suggests that playbook is expanding beyond South Asia. Indian analysts point out that ties between Hamas and Pakistan-based outfits did not emerge overnight. There are reports of Hamas-linked figures visiting Pakistan-occupied Kashmir months ago, just before the deadly Pahalgam terror attack. Guest lists reportedly included commanders connected to Pakistani-backed groups. The pattern is becoming evident. Asim Munir now finds himself walking a geopolitical tightrope. He is expected to travel to Washington very soon to discuss the Gaza peace plan. Accepting the role risks backlash at home from Islamist factions hostile to the US and Israel. Rejecting it risks alienating Washington at a time when Pakistan desperately needs economic and diplomatic support. Meanwhile, Munir's grip on power has only tightened. Recent constitutional changes have granted him sweeping authority, including lifetime legal immunity. Pakistan's civilian government has fallen in line, backing the military dominance even as evidence mounts of continued tolerance for extremist networks. International observers warn this strategy will backfire. A visible gathering of Hamas and Lashkar leaders on Pakistani soil undermines every claim Islamabad makes about fighting terrorism. It erodes trust, it fuels suspicion, and it signals to the world that Pakistan's priorities remain deeply conflicted. You cannot host terror commanders at home and sell peace abroad. You cannot quote Washington while enabling groups that destabilize entire regions. And you cannot claim to seek stability in Gaza while refusing to confront Hamas. At a moment when global powers are trying to isolate terrorist networks and restore order, Pakistan's action lay bare an uncomfortable truth. A state that shelters Lashkar-e-Taiba and offers platforms to Hamas cannot be trusted as a force for peace. This is not just India's concern. This is not just Israel's concern. It's a warning to the entire international community that the same old terror playbook may now be going abroad. This is Rudrishish Kanjalal for India Today Global.